Hey guys, what's going on? So, in case you didn't know, I wanted to talk to you about the goddess, the new goddess of dot damage here, Pi. In case you didn't know, she actually has three dot skills on her, and she's going to be a monster when it comes to reviving Hell Dungeon. And she basically does a crap ton of damage, even at just level 90. I have her at level 90, and she's already been super duper helpful for clearing content. So if we take a look here at her first skill, you can see that she deals radiant damage, starlight damage equal to 1000% of attack every second. So that basically, the higher your attack is, the more damage you're going to do. So getting her to like the higher tiers of awakening is going to make her even stronger than what she is already now. Damage received increased by 100, so basically doubles the amount of damage the target receives. So nearby enemies for 12 seconds. So what I did notice is for the nearby enemies, you do have to be nearby-ish. It's a pretty good distance, but you can't. It doesn't hit everyone on screen. That is the one bad thing about it. However, it's just the first part of her attack. If you just press the active skill one time, she'll just take the stance, kind of like she's standing there in her animation there. She'll just take the stance, but she won't actually attack, which is actually pretty amazing for reviving Hell Dungeon because you don't want to attack. If you do press it twice though, however, there is a cooldown that you get here. Decreases the cooldown of Bokutai by 100% for 4 seconds upon using the skill. So you could basically hammer away at this for 4 seconds without worrying about cooldown. It'll just keep refreshing. And then after those 4 seconds, you just have to wait the 15 seconds for the refresh, and then it'll refresh, and you get another 4 seconds. And then on top of that, when you land a skill, it does an additional 30,000% of attack, so 300 times your attack to enemies upon landing. So whoever it hits gets ridiculously killed, basically. And then on top of that, she increases yellow, red, and green by 300%. That's okay. So then her second skill, not only does she have starlight damage on the first skill, her second skill, she has shock damage. So she inflicts lightning to nearby enemies, again, nearby enemies. But considering that this is not an attack, this is just a stance. You can be within the crowd of enemies, do this, and then roll out of it. And then she'll be perfectly good to be able to do it. Shock damage equal to 1000% of attack, cooldown of 3 seconds, and it recovers 4000% or 4% HP every 5 seconds when using every 0.5 seconds when using a skill. The second part of this restores HP to teammates by 50% and power by 50%. So the power gauge. This would actually be really good for either the Kim Kaf1 event or for the Low Poly Sarah event. Then decreases damage received of all teammates. So basically she puts up a shield, she heals, and she puts on a shield. The only bad thing about this is that I tend to use it like right at the beginning of the battle. And then it has a cooldown on it, 60 seconds. So when I actually need it, because she's only level 90, so she's still taking a lot of damage. When I actually need it, it's kind of hard to heal because you have to wait the 60 seconds. And then her third skill here, this one only has one thing, so this is actually an attack. She gains hyper armor. She applies a cold spell, so it deals chill damage. So she has starlight, shock, and chill in her kit. So she can do all three and stack all three. So that's going to be insane for reviving Hell Dungeon. I've already cleared level 70 with her, and it's just ridiculous how fast she works. And she's basically on par with Ivy, with the blue free-to-play Ivy, and she's even better because she can stack three different dots. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into a battle. I think I'm in Reviving Hell Dungeon right now, and we're gonna go and test this out. This is Reviving Hell Dungeon. We're gonna test this out in Reviving Hell Dungeon, and then we're gonna go to the new tower event, and we're just gonna massacre the 30th floor with Pi. All right, so let's load into the game here. All right, so we're in. And watch what I do. I'm just going to run up to the enemies, like right into them. I'm going to press 1, and then I'm just going to roll out of it. Press 2. Press 2, roll out of it. They're done for. Right? So the thing is, if you press 1 or 2 twice, you're going to hit them. and then you're gonna either kill yourself, or your third skill here actually has hyper armor. So what happens is you can actually kill your teammates, or you could do, I guess I just killed myself. I'm not even entirely sure. I think maybe it might be the second skill that has the hyper armor, but you can see she's gonna be just as good. This is the wrong Ivy. She's gonna be just as good as the Ivy to do damage, to do that damage over time. And I think she was definitely super helpful for me. Now granted, I wasn't really using her correctly there. The first time I tried it, I didn't realize you only had to press the skill once. So I ended up killing myself quite a bit until I got the hang of it. So I did eventually get the hang of it. And I was able to clear floor 70 between the other Ivy and Pi. No problem. I think I also had Hotaru. So yeah, that was actually no problem. So if we go back here to the, let's go to the tower event that's on right now, and you can see how much damage I do there. All right, so we're just gonna go into this tower right here, the last level basically. I was having trouble clearing this tower because I was hitting like the damage barrier, where my Akira, my free-to-play Akira, wasn't doing enough damage. Then I realized, like, wait, doesn't Pi have dot? And then I switched to her and it was no problem. And I actually think the effect of her skill might actually bypass that little, the restriction on the thing, because what it's doing is it's doing 3000% of attack. So it's not really dealing damage, it's doing a set number, right? So I think it might even be bypassing the whatever the restriction is. Minus 4% damage for 1% lacking CP. So I'm actually gonna start with Akira. I was gonna call him Jackie. I'm gonna start with Akira so you guys can see what the little amount of damage, and there's the warning. You guys can see the little amount of damage that I'm doing with him, and then I'm gonna switch to Pi, and it's gonna be fantastic. So I'm just like now, as I'm recording this video, realizing why she's doing so much damage. And it's because it's a multiple of that damage. So I mean, technically, I think if you can use Rugal, since he has that same kind of effect, I think you could probably clear this just as easily. So there's like a weird glitch that it kind of looks like the health bar goes down, but like I did my attack and it looked like I did a whole bar of damage, but it kind of just reset. So let me get in here with Akira so you guys can see that he's barely doing any damage. Let me awaken him. Yeah, so there you go. He's barely doing any damage. I mean, you can get through it with this. It's not that bad. But then let's switch to Pi, and then let's see what she does. Bam, 3 life bars gone instantly. Okay. And I didn't even use skill 1. I used skill 2, so there might even be something else going on there that I'm not even fully aware of. Look at that. 2 bars gone instantly. Going from doing like, I don't know, 2% damage or something like that, to instantly doing that damage. So, like I said, the thing is you have to be careful because she can actually die. And look how quickly I completely dispatched. I even forgot her name. Look at that. Goodbye, Mai. I just have to wait for my active skill. So, you know, it might be a good time to switch out to Akira. Wait for your cooldown to happen. And Mai's still taking that dot damage. So look, I actually have a card set on that prevents me from dying, so I was able to do 7 life bars worth of damage. So let's finish it off with Akira here. I think Akira can do it for sure. It's just gonna take a little longer. And he still has the dot damage going on in him, so bam, bam. You just awaken Akira. I mean, Akira gets it done for sure, but way, way faster with Pi. I think Pi is gonna be insane when it comes to PvE, just doing that dot damage. We kind of stalled out here a little bit. So we have to wait for our cooldowns. Maybe not, maybe I could just do the normal attacks. So yeah, it's not that it's like ridiculously hard with Akira, but when you get like 3 people attacking you at once, it's really annoying, and they start juggling you and you can't break out of it. It's kind of annoying. But when you can switch to Pi and just like do the dot damage, do that crazy 30,000% damage, So let's go back to Pi and let's double check that second skill, because I feel like the second skill shouldn't be doing that much damage, but it looked like that was what did the damage. But actually, also remember that I might have actually tapped the first skill and then it did the cooldown thing, so it still looked like I hadn't used that first skill, so that might be the actual reason. Um, yeah, it does the shock damage and it's a heal, and this is just a heal. Inflicts 1326 of attack to an enemy, so maybe that's what's going through. That's the heal and the decreased damage. So yeah, it might be that 1326%, but that's really not that much, I don't think. But that first one is 30,000, so, and you can use it like 4 times in a row or for 4 seconds worth of time. So yeah, I think Pi, even as a level 90, so again, I have her at level 90, she can't even awaken, she can't do anything. So even as a level 90, she can hammer away with that first skill. And I think it'll actually even still be good for the Sarah and the Kim Kafwan events, because she can hammer away and she can do like an insane amount of damage. I actually haven't tried her on either one of those events, but I might have to test her out and see how that works. But yeah, as you get her higher and higher, so yeah, guys, I don't even have any awakening stones on her. It doesn't even show the awakening stone thing here. It shows the awaken option. But I don't have any awakening stones, and by the time I get her leveled up and get all the stones on her, she's gonna be like doing insane amounts of damage. So I think Pi is gonna be good. I do have a couple of memories for her, but I wanted to show you guys that even at level 90 it's gonna be good. And when I already have her on A2 technically, and I'm gonna try to get her to A3 because I think she's gonna be super duper insane. And I'm kind of really glad that I pulled her off the tickets, but then I ended up pulling her from the polls as well. So yeah, Pi is gonna be great, guys. I definitely recommend to try her out if you do have her. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video, so I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.